Yo, what's up, everyone? Damn, I was really in everyone's face with that one. Anyways, I have finally decided to take YouTube channel serious. I've been on and off. I used to do vlogs. Stopped doing that. It's been a while. Anyways, long story short, I'm back and I'm really gonna do it this time. And I think what I was lacking was direction and purpose, mostly because I've been very, very busy. But that's gonna all change within the next coming months because I no longer have to work for a marketing company or anything like that that requires me to just give them an insane amount of time. Behind me, there's all these cars. They are not mine. Trust me, I cannot afford any of this shit at all. Long story short, I partnered up with a local guy named Freddie, also known as El General Humvee. He has allowed me and given me the opportunity to produce his YouTube channel. And in doing so, I have just found a second wind in creativity. I lost purpose. I felt like I couldn't be creative and I couldn't do this and I couldn't do that. But in doing it for a client, knowing that I'm making a living off my camera, I realized that I can do this for myself as well. This is just something that hit me and I decided, hey, I'm gonna do it. This channel is gonna have cinematics, car cinematics, movie shots, and just stuff that I come up with. I probably won't talk about gear that much, even though I would really like to. I don't want to fall into the pit of I have to buy this and I have to buy that and I have to do all this, because I already did that. I'm already in a lot of fucking debt for the gear that I have, but that's a story for another day. However, I am going to show you the main things that I record with. The first one being the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Most amazing camera that a normal consumer creator can buy. In my opinion, this camera can do it all. As you can see, I've been tracked left and right and left, whatever. Anywhere I move, it follows. There is combinations that come with the mic. I just felt like the mic would have been overkill. I think I speak very loudly as it is. But if you want to shell out the extra for it, do so. It's awesome. The second thing that I want to show is I shoot most of my photos with a Fujifilm camera. Specifically, my Fujifilm X-T50. This is by far not considered at all a professional camera whatsoever. I think it would be more like a prosumer camera, if anything. But it is like the baby X-T5. It doesn't have all these crazy features that the other one does have. I would compare it more close to the Fujifilm X100VI. But this is my go-to camera. 40.2 megapixel camera, 6.2 open gate video. Awesome stuff gets produced in this. I do a lot of nostalgic film emulation on this. A lot of people love it. I post it and I get asked questions about how did I get that look? And the camera doesn't just do the whole look. You have to do a little bit of settings, but with a custom dial for like film emulations, it's a really good starting point to like know all that shit. Anyways, here's some shots that I've taken with this camera. I have been nothing but satisfied with this camera. This camera does it all. The only thing I don't like about it is that sometimes this camera just doesn't last for a lot of shoots. I can invest in another battery, I can get a dummy battery, I can do all this other stuff, but in reality, the purpose of this camera was so that I could just carry it around with me and take pictures of my day by day, go to car shows, take pictures of life around the show, regardless of whatever is going on. And I think I've captured that very well. My next camera is something I recently got that's like really fucking awesome. The DJI Action 4. Now, I know I'm a bit late. There's a bunch of GoPro stuff that came out. There's an X360 that's out. There's an Action 5 that's already out. That's an Action 5 Pro as well. That's cool, but I got this as a bargain deal for 200 bucks, brand new. And it's been able to do every little thing that I could really want in terms of any like type of POV shots. I put it on my chest sometimes with a rig and I get to like record my day. I get to use it as a webcam. It never really fucking overheats. The webcam quality on this, I have to tell you, is insane. Even just on automatic mode, you don't have to do any pro modes or anything like that. Amazing. However, I do recommend ND filters if you're going to be shooting a lot outside, and I do recommend a very good cage if you're going to be using these for the FPV drones. I haven't mounted it to my FPV yet, but I definitely am looking into doing that because I want a different angle when I fly the FPV, because I fly it very basic. I don't fly it on manual yet, but if I had an angle for example vertical, that would be insanely good. And now the final camera that I'm going to be showing you guys is my bread and butter. This is something that I worked really hard to buy. Even though this camera is already going to be very old in its life cycle, it's probably already at the end of it. We're expecting the next one to be coming out at the end of the year, beginning of next year, who knows, whatever. My Sony FX3. I have a custom skin on this because I love having custom everything, and on top of that, if somebody does decide to steal my stuff, I can spot it if it's sold on marketplace or anything like that, because a lot of people don't know you can take this off. Other than that, I just think it makes the camera look insanely fucking cool. I love rigging up my cameras more than anything, so I got a small rig cage, specifically the advanced cage that comes with the top handle, because I do have the top handle that does go with this. And to go with the top handle, I did get a native Sony mic. It is a shotgun mic with a directional option, and it is very good for interview style stuff. I could even use it for podcasts if I wanted to. You just turn it on the fountain power, and this thing is good to go. Super easy to mount. Top handle just slides in, you bolt it down, the little screws, tighten them up a bit, and this camera is ready to go on its own. 24-70 Sigma lens, pretty much like 3 major focal lengths that you can get. Got a wide, a 35, which is one of my favorites, 50, amazing for portraits. You can even go up to 70, which is also very good for portraits. Technically, it's more for like a telephoto kind of thing, but whatever. Paired up, all this drains the shit out of the battery. So what do? Of course, I'm going to be extra and rig it up even higher than what you think I already did. Run and gun is my favorite thing to shoot. A gimbal will sometimes fail you. A gimbal will die super fast because you have it hooked up with the camera and you're providing PD power to the camera, whatever. And the gimbal setup that I use is already extra enough, and I will be showing it to you in a bit. My favorite run and gun setup right now is running my FX3 with the top handle and getting a V-mount battery that provides power with a dummy battery. Put the screen to the side, make it sort of like an actual cinema camera because it is rated to be a cinema camera, and I just run the audio through the top handle. Now this setup is hefty, and yes, it does kind of strain your back a bit, but it's not as bad as if you have a gimbal the whole day. However, I still need to add one more thing to this, and if you were guessing a monitor, you're right. I do add a Viltrox monitor to it. They are the best for budget. I do not do a lot of external recording. I have a Ninja V. I just haven't figured it out yet, but I will. And once I do, I will be adding that to this rig. However, I have a 6-inch monitor, which is the Viltrox DC X2. Now, everything does get powered with my V-mount battery, and the V-mount is a newer, however you guys want to say it. V-mount battery lasts me forever. Not unlimited power, but it lasts me all day. We power on the screen, we power on the audio and the camera all in one. Like I said, it is very strainful at some point. What I really like is I shoot from a certain distance at chest level, and most of the time that gets me by, and a lot of people don't see that I'm actually pretty short. But with that being said, I set up this rig as my favorite thing to shoot with. But do not worry, a lot of times I actually shoot on a tripod, and this is kind of like what the setup is like, and I just pick it up and move it around. A lot of cool static shots come out from this thing. To be honest, people can't really tell the difference. I set up a static camera, whether it's the Osmo Pocket 3 or this, and I just go around taking pictures wherever I'm at. Does the job well. This is how I shoot most of my postcards that I shoot on Instagram, and people seem to really like them. I almost forgot one of the most important things that I put on this rig, just because of how big it is and annoying and just eye-catching it is. I have to rig it out even more to be more annoying, and I have to add a side handle. Again, this is a small rig handle, and you basically just put it on the side because it is a NATO rail. Once you clip it on, you're ready to go. Invest in one that rotates because you can change the angle of it, whether you're like this, like that, like this, or like that. And that is one of my favorite things about it. I don't obviously put this whole setup on a gimbal. For my gimbal, I would use the regular battery grip with the bottom tripod on the DJI RS4. I recently got my hands on something that was on sale, and I really enjoy the Tilta Advanced Ring Grip with the control handle. Honestly, this is one of the most important pieces of gear that I've ever actually invested in. The ring does make everything a lot better because you get to grab the handles, control it from thumbstick, change modes, and you can even hit record while you have the camera sitting on here. I did invest in a power module that I can use for DTAP and USB, because this monitor, I usually mount it onto this part right here, and I can provide the power with USB-C. Now the DTAP, I do sometimes connect my actual camera with the dummy battery to it because it does consume a lot of power. I want this handle to have the most power efficiency ever. Some of you that are watching are experienced, and you know that there is a V-mount power module that you can go on the ring grip. I didn't feel like investing in that because I would be adding too much weight to the bottom of it, and I already like how light it feels. And if you're getting cinematic shots, you do know you have to hold it in a very firm position and you have to move very slow, and it's very draining, especially in the heat that we have going on this summer. In conclusion, that is a tour of my gear. I hope that some of you guys will visit my Instagram and check out the other stuff that I do. If you already follow me, if you're new to the channel, I just want you to know that if you're a creator, if you're not a creator, if you've been on the fence, if you don't know what to post, just do it. Film it, post it, get feedback. If it's shit, it's shit. If it's good, it's gonna be good. Get feedback regardless and get better every day. That is my thing. I didn't just invest in all this fucking gear just to get shit on in the comments or take bad feedback in a really bad way. I did it so that I could get better every single chance that I get. And that way, when I am posting, it's something that I'm very happy with. Ultimately, that is the goal. The goal isn't so that you get better through the feedback people give you. It's really just for you to drown out the feedback in general and be happy with what you're making. Now, with that being said, go out there and create some shit. And maybe you can land a cool client like this, or you can even get something even better than what I'm doing. Either way, go out there, create some shit that you're happy with. And if you don't like it, you could always delete and shoot it again.